Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm here again. I want to speak a little bit more about the crisis in Niger Republic. So in my previous video I was able to speak a little about the position of my country Nigeria and how and what I have expected them to do to take a lead in trying to mediate with the new government there. But today I will shift my spotlight from my own country Nigeria to the ECOWAS as an entity. So this is what I want to talk about today. But before I talk about the ECOWAS directly, I want to take us a little bit back to to go back to the Stone Age time. Days before civilization. So I will take my country Nigeria for example, how we were being governed at that time. So Nigeria at that time, or during the old time, were divided into three ethnic groups. So these ethnic groups are found in the middle belt, the south, and the north. So in the south they were governed or ruled by the Obas. Then in the middle belt we have the Ezes or the Obis, and then in the north we have the Emirs and then the Sultans. So this is just an example of what you find around West Africa and other parts of Africa. At a time when there was no civilization, there was no police, there were no courts, uh, of the sort. So these were the kind of leadership that was traditional and was helping to keep law and order among the people of a particular region. So, and at that time, if any matter arises, such as land dispute, marriage, probably trade, movement of goods from one place to another, conflict that will arise from one community to another community, such kind of a thing is being brought to the table of the head of a particular clan. So he will be the one to examine it and then be able to make decisions in his court. His palace is the court. He has some chiefs that will help him to sit down, and then they will deliberate over some issues and then make judgment. So this was the pattern of the governance in that old time. So also during the time of slavery, these guys that were the leaders in particular areas, those guys were also in existence there. So as far as hosting guests is concerned, in every locality, when a stranger comes, a new person is visiting an area, he or she is taken to the palace of the Oba or of the chief. He will now go there, pay homage to him, report himself, and then say the purpose of his visit, and then he will be welcomed in, and whatever assistance that he will need, he will be granted by the Oba or by the leader of that particular area. So this was the arrangement, and then it was working very fine. It was very effective within our community at that time, which we maintained it until very, very long time, until the advent of slave trade came. So these guys were there. They were the people that was holding the offices of the leadership of a particular area when the slave merchants came. So according to the history, growing up in Lagos, in college, we had to go on a school tour to the museum, to the slave museum in part of Lagos, so in Dahomey and some other borders in Cotonou, where it was shown that this place used to be a spot for the loading of slaves into the ship. You will see some chains, you will see some kind of materials that will actually show that there was a slave trade activities was actually went on here. So these things are evident. They are still there till today, are probably removed. So because there is no doubt that a lot of things is being done to be able to make us believe that such things did not happen. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if those kind of evidence will be taken and be thrown off and be thrown into the sea and then be washed out and say no, those kind of things did not exist. But definitely there are things like that really happened. Though not only in West Africa, it's not only in the coast of West Africa slaves was taken. There are places in East Africa where slaves were also loaded. So the point I'm trying to make right now is that I want to make a comparison or take the origin of the leadership that we have in ECOWAS today to that time, and then to be able to use it to buttress my point about how we were sold out, how we have always been sold out by people that are supposed to be our leaders. So at that time, those guys that were the heads of the community, they will be the people that will receive this white merchant ship, white slave merchants. So when they come, they bring gift, precious gift, things that might at that time might be something that is like wow. So they will receive those things, make those guys to feel comfortable, give them places to stay, and then they will now interview them, know what they want. Being the fact that this the heads of that community also knows about about his subjects. He knows a particular horse, particular areas where people are, where somebody might, maybe there is an outbreak of chicken pox or measles in that area. There is whooping cough there. There is this other horse contain, and this man has about 5 sons. They are very energetic, very hardworking. They are warriors. They are very good. He knows them. He knows in another hut where they have only women that are beautiful, that he can take out wives whenever he wants. He knows his subject very fine. So when these white men came with the request of taking slaves, that was not a problem for the head of that community. So those are the people that will now say, okay, we give you these guys. They will lead you to this hut. There you will get these guys. Whatever you want, you have it there. And then that was the system. So the point I'm trying to make now is this: the people that we entrust, the people that we entrust to take care of us, we put our confidence in them. We bestow on them the trust to be able to protect us in case of any external invasion from other clans, other villages. Those are the people that were actually conniving with the slave merchants to pick the men that will be suitable to be sold as slaves. So that was what they were doing, and probably for what these guys gave to them as gratitude, to be able to say, yeah, this is what we are going to offer you to thank you for giving us a place and making sure that you point to us the kind of places that we can pick up our slaves. So this was the pattern on which, or the foundation on which ECOWAS was laid. So in my next video, I'm now going to talk about ECOWAS, but what I'm doing today is to give a little insight about how we have become to be slaves to our own leaders. People that are supposed to protect and guide us are still the same people that will sell us out to the slave masters. And today, believe it or not, we still have slave masters. The slave ship is still docked there. We are still being taken out against our will, and then to be shipped out to labor and then work for our slave masters in one different way or the other. Today, what we have now is a more contemporary type of slavery that is going on, and probably the world is turning blind eyes to it, but God being on our side, we will continue to fight. A lot of my brothers are fighting, whether in uniform or not. A lot of people are writing, a lot of people are sitting back in front of the cameras and airing their views so that we can abolish completely this slave trade that is happening, and then expose our brothers, our leaders who are selling us out, who are putting chains on the neck of their own people, on their own subjects, who they are supposed to defend, and then dragging us and helping to make sure that the slave masters has as much as slaves that he requires before he gives himself sold out. Thank you for watching, and God bless.